Hello everyone, and thanks for tuning into the Financial Investor channel. My name is Brent. Today I will be discussing the 4 stocks I am buying in August. I will be covering the stocks, their ticker symbols, and why I'm purchasing them. So I'm going to go ahead and get started here. The very first stock that we're going to be taking a look at, and one I'm going to be adding to my portfolio or increasing in my portfolio, is AbbVie. Now, AbbVie is in my current portfolio. It is currently considered overvalued overall. You can see that the current dividend yield is 3.54. The average is 3.70. The current price is $70.39. Now, there was a big dip in the week here. So this is actually a really nice time to buy for AbbVie. It's actually in my portfolio. I initially bought it at $72.04. It did drop into the $71 range. It has been dropping since then, so I'm waiting for this one to hopefully. I think it's hard to say. I would like it to continue to drop in tomorrow, where I'll be adding funds and being able to average down on my initial cost to AbbVie and increase my returns for dividend payouts in the remainder of the year. So AbbVie, while not considered currently undervalued, it is undervalued in my current portfolio where I am able to average down, and that is the reasoning for purchasing into AbbVie. Again, AbbVie has a long history of payouts. It broke off from Abbott in 2013. Abbott had been paying out dividends for 44 years. AbbVie has been paying out dividends, continued dividends, since 2013, and I believe it's only paying out, I think, like less than 60%. So it has a lot of room to grow. I like pharmaceutical companies. I'm thinking 15, 20, 30 years out, AbbVie will continue to pay out dividends, and that is what is important in my style of portfolio. So AbbVie is a stock to buy in August. My next stock to buy, AbbVie, another thing on AbbVie is they had their earnings report come out on 7/28. So that was actually prior to their fall here. Their earnings report came out on the 28th, and you can see that there was a giant fall right here by 3%. They had an estimated earnings of $1.40. They beat it at $1.42. So while they went down in earnings, and they've continued to go down slightly, I think I will be buying into them. I wish I had funds available to buy into this at the 3% dip, which would really greatly increase my overall equity in it and brought my average down in AbbVie. So they beat earnings. Great stock for the future. Next one, of course, you saw it here. If you were quick, you saw that it was Intel. Now Intel, again, I am currently holding Intel. I did buy it when it was considered an undervalued stock. You can see that it had a high point yield of 3.10, I believe, and it's currently sitting at 2.89, so it has recovered. You can see that the price dipped very low into the $33 range, and it is now back up into the $36 range, $36.36. So this one is currently sitting at not overvalued, not undervalued, but it's even valued, and it is. I'm not down in the position, I don't believe. I need to stop clicking on things. I am not down in the position for Intel because I did buy it when it was considered undervalued, but it is a stock that I want to add more equity in to increase my overall return. So this is in my current buy for August, but currently AbbVie does take precedence over it because I am down in AbbVie and I can get a good averaging down discount. So Intel, we talked about AbbVie and its growth. Intel has had good growth over the past 5 days, so really not one I would consider averaging down or adding to right now. It does have little dips every couple months where you can see there was a dip here. That was early in July, and ever since its announcements, it did beat estimates. It was at estimated at 68 cents. It beat it at 72 cents. This is a blue chip company. A lot of investors out there, they are invested in NVIDIA and AMD because they are growth stocks and they can earn you a lot. But in reality, when those two stocks fail, if there's a recession, people will be coming back to Intel because it's a blue chip stock. It pays out continued dividends. It's had 35% yield over 5 years, which averages to 7% plus their dividend yield of 3% plus their dividend payout, increasing their dividend yield throughout those years. So you can see returns in Intel of about 10 to 11% per year, depending on how you're investing your dividend payouts and averaging down correctly. So Intel is in my portfolio for August. Next on the list is Microsoft. Now again, Microsoft is another stock that is currently in my portfolio. AbbVie, Intel, Microsoft are currently added in my portfolio. I am down a few in Microsoft. It shot up a lot higher than I had. Actually, I'm not sure if I'm down or not. This is one in my current watch list that I would like to buy in August. Now it is not considered undervalued at all. This may be the most overvalued one on my list for the 4 stocks I'm buying in August. So this is actually at the bottom of my pile of stocks that I would really like to buy into in August. Well, if I am down at all, I may average down, but right now the only reason for buying into Microsoft at this moment is because there is an upwards momentum. It's not in any way going to be a failing stock in the future. This has had continued growth over past 5 years. The growth has been about 140%, yet 143%. I don't know what the average is on that for 5 by 1. Let's see. 5 by 100 is 20, and then 5 and 10, so 10 and 20 is 30 by 5 is 6. So what? 60%? I can't do math. We'll just say 140 by 7. 28. 140 by 5. 28. Okay, I did that. 28. 28% average per year with that dividend yield. Again, dividend yield payback, increasing your overall dividend yield, which would overall increase your return over those 5 years. They have a lot of things going for them. They aren't in any specific field. They have lots of technology in licensing, perpetual licensing, support, selling computers, electronics. Microsoft is everywhere, and Bill Gates just hit number one richest in the world. So he's a really good innovator and entrepreneur. So I believe in Microsoft's future and continued growth. While they are not considered undervalued, I do consider them a buy, because they're on an upwards trend right now, and they may come crashing back down, but in the future they will recover, and that dividend payout will just be helpful. They've had continued dividend growth, and that's what is important. Being undervalued is what gets them on my list to buy. Now, if I go through their financials and their history and their future, and I take a look at it, and all of it interests me, but maybe it's not undervalued at the time, I wait for it to become undervalued for, say, a 3-month period. And these sort of stocks, Microsoft is currently way overvalued, in my opinion. It does have a semi-decent PE ratio of 26, but again, we shall see. This, again, is at the bottom of my list to buy into in August. You know, of all of them, I would buy Intel first, and then AbbVie, and then Microsoft, and then we're going to be talking about my 4th one. So my 4th stock that I am buying in August is Costco. Now, Costco is considered an undervalued stock right now. You can see that its average dividend payout is 1.12%, right around there actually. It would actually be probably in the in between 108 and 110 percentage for averaging. It's currently sitting at 1.16. While that is not high by any standards, I know many investors out there, they're looking for yields of 2, 3, 4% or higher. Costco is considered an undervalued stock for the time being. Their current dividend is beating the 5-year trail and the 1-year trail. They've had continued dividend payouts for 13 years, plus they have special dividend payouts every 2 years. Now, I just missed it. You can see, okay, here they pay out 34%. They have continued growth for 13 years. Their ex-dividend date is in 14 days. And they have special payouts just about every 2 years. Now, I did miss it in May. Yes, ex-dividend was May 8th. Payout was May 26th, where they paid $7 a share. That is gigantic. So I didn't do the averaging on what the actual yield would average in with these special payouts, but this is a long-term buy. 13 years with dividend growth. That means they are essentially a blue chip stock. They've had continued dividend growth for 10 years. They did pay out through a recession. They did not at any time stop paying out dividends. Their payout ratio is under 35, meaning that they have lots of room to, even during recession periods, they have continued room to pay out and increase their yield. So they're at no risk of having to cut their yields down. And because they are wholesale, discount variety store, Amazon, and I don't see Amazon competing with them on a wholesale level at this time being. That might change in the future, but for the time being, Costco, I don't see it as a competitor to Amazon and Amazon to Costco. So we can take a look at their financials. They missed out earnings on the past two, but Costco did beat earnings in the past quarter at $1.40 when they were estimated at $1.31. They have a really high estimate for the summer, mainly because people are, it's summertime. People are spending more money. They're going out. They're going to Costco, getting bulk items and steak, water, toiletries, and just summertime is always a really good for retail, especially this sort of retail. Whole Foods. I go out to Costco all the time, load up on all sorts of stuff for the summertime, and it's considered a buy in my book. So those are the 4 stocks I am buying, and why: AbbVie, Intel, Microsoft, Costco. The ticker symbols will be in the description below. Let me know if you hold any of these stocks yourselves. Let me know your thoughts on whether you would consider them buys yourself. And that is it. I want to thank everyone for watching up until this point. If you liked the video, hit the like button. If you disliked the video, hit the dislike button. Let me know what I can do different in my videos to change your opinion and make that a like. And remember to subscribe for future financial videos. If you have any questions or just want to say hello, please leave me a comment and I will always reply. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Bye.